Intimate partner violence, commonly known as domestic violence, includes abusive behaviors by a current partner or ex-partner, which can include physical assault like hitting or slapping. It can also include coercing someone into sexual activity that they are not comfortable with, controlling who they talk to and what they do, such as not letting them spend time with family or friends, or taking the partner's money, or making all the decisions without consulting them. Threats to harm someone or to hurt other people or pets, or threats to hurt children or take them away are other forms of intimate partner violence. Things may not always seem bad. There will be periods of calm and happy times where things are going well. There may also be times where the victim feels like they are walking on eggshells. They may try to smooth things over, to try to keep their partner calm, to avoid other incidents. Eventually, other violent incidents usually take place. This might be physical, sexual, emotional, or psychological abuse. The person who uses violence in the relationship might threaten, intimidate, or use other controlling behaviors. After an incident, the person who was violent may apologize. They may promise they will get the help and they won't do it again. Or they may blame their partner for what happened. After this incident, there can be a period where things are good, like it used to be. This is called the honeymoon period. Things will calm for a while before the cycle repeats. Some people might think that alcohol and drugs cause intimate partner violence, but this is not the case. Drinking can lower impulse control. People behave and respond in ways when they are drinking than they probably wouldn't when they are sober. Alcohol can definitely make things worse and may be a factor in incidents of violence or abuse, but it is not the reason that someone is abusive to their partner. Getting help for addictions or being more mindful about how much you drink can be an important piece of work towards having a better, happier life. Getting help for intimate partner violence and learning what a healthy relationship looks like is necessary. When intimate partner violence is taking place, the impact extends beyond the adult involvement. The harm to children can have a long-lasting impact. Children learn from what they see, and when children have seen violence happening in their home, they are more likely to go to an abuse their partner, or experience violence themselves when they are adults. Even if they do not witness it directly, children usually know about it, and they are impacted when violence is taking place in the home. For many Indigenous families, violence is intergenerational. Violence and abuse are perpetrated through colonization and the residential school system. Many Indigenous people experience abuse and may have in turn been abusive to their own partners and children. It is possible to make changes to end violence that is occurring in your relationship. Move forward in a good way. Whether you are staying in the relationship or you are not, accepting responsibility and reaching out for help are the first steps. In a healthy relationship, one person is not afraid of the other. One partner does not have power over the other. Each person can feel safe to be important and make decisions for themselves. Their partner supports them and does not control them. Partners talk to each other and communicate openly and honestly. They trust their partner and behave in a way that allows their partner to trust them. Both people respect each other and put in effort to treat each other well, demonstrating love and care. This spaghetti is saturated with spaghetti sauce.
Well, if you don't like it, you can cook something else.
No, I'll eat it.
Okay.
See, I learned how to make spaghetti, and it was like putting a pot of water and bringing it to a boil, adding your spaghetti, then taking the spaghetti and put it into your plate, and then you add the meatballs and you pour the tomato sauce on it.
Oh.
That's how I learned it.
My grandma taught me, same as you, like to boil the spaghetti, make the meatballs and all this stuff, but to add everything in the pot, like all the sauce and lots of sauce. That's how I was taught.
So maybe next time when you cook spaghetti, putting the tomato sauce into a separate bowl would work for me.
Well, you know what? Thank you for bringing it up with me. I can definitely do that. So you take what amount you need.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you for this discussion we've had and coming to a mutual understanding.
Anytime. Thank you, Sam, for bringing this up. I wouldn't have known otherwise.
Well, thank you, Sally, for listening. I was a little bit nervous, and now that we're on the same page.
Okay, thank you.
I had thought about having a child present and observing mom and dad going through an argument. The conflict resolution, the man and the woman respectively asked them, "Can I talk to you when we're alone?" And the woman agreed, and so when they were alone, and so they resolved. They talked calmly about what was bugging them, but away from the child's view. Because their children learn what they see their parents do. I'm always reminded by one of the stories from the war where the father went to war and he got shot on the knee. And he came home and started a farm, but he always had a limp. Always had a limp. And lo and behold, he had a wife and they had a son, and then all of a sudden they noticed that their son, when he was learning to walk, he was starting to limp. They took him to the doctor. Nothing's wrong. All the measurements of the bones are there, but the young man, seeing his father, because thinking that this is the way we walk. So the boy inherited that, seeing the way he's seen this. The man who spent most of his time with has a great influence on children. Even for myself, whenever I walk, I don't think about it. I did not make that decision. I'm going to walk like my dad. My mother always told me that never wait for anybody. And he said, if you ever find a wife, she's going to be so happy that you know how to cook, that you know how to sew, you know how to sweep the floor, mop the floor, and wash clothes. Like that's what my mother always said. Yeah, that's respect. But yeah, it's respect, and I want to know this. I want this person to know that I love her. That I'm willing to be a partaker. Of keeping the house clean and preparing meals. And so yeah, it's. I guess my daughter has always seen me cook. We're all human beings. We're all human beings. But we always have to look at ourselves. I'm not perfect. I've had to do a lot of self-improvement as well. It's having a relationship is a lot of looking into ourselves, looking into myself, and not looking into the other person that much. Because if I'm looking into myself and she's looking into herself, then that's a common ground where we're already at. And it's I think a lot of the times men want to change what is around them. But I think the most change that comes from a person is the one that he does himself and inside, and that just finding that comfortableness in oneself. I've seen, and I think a lot of people that I know have been in a relationship where they were walked on. They were like but to have that point where we need to respect ourselves and we need to look at our lives and is this where we want to be?
Hey, stop. Just go and have a seat. What's up?
This is what's upsetting me.
Wow, I can see why you're upset.
It's good to know you understand why I'm upset.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Did you want to talk about it?
I'd like to talk about it, but maybe in a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good.